The staging lanes at Summit Racing Equipment Motorsports Park are notorious for two things: the legendary pound-a-scoop trackside ice cream and the relentless, high-velocity rumors that drift through the Ohio heat. As the 2026 Tour wrapped up its high-stakes weekend in Norwalk, a new and startling narrative began to echo loudly across the pit area. Insiders and fans alike began whispering a name that caught the entire funny car category off guard: Chad Green. The speculation wasn't just about a standard mid-season tuning adjustment or a simple sponsor alignment. Instead, the rumor mill pointed toward a landscape-shifting merger, a theory that the Texas businessman and multi-time race winner was poised to pack up his operation and head directly into the high-pressure stable of John Force Racing. In a sport where multi-car empires constantly dictate the flow of talent, the idea of Green moving his assets under the JFR umbrella instantly transformed the paddock into a hotbed of anticipation. To fully appreciate why the Norwalk rumors carried such an electric charge, one must look closely at the machine Chad Green has meticulously built. The Midland, Texas native isn't a typical hired gun driver searching for a corporate seat or waiting for a phone call from an established team owner. He is the independent anchor of Chad Green Motorsports, CGM, an elite, single-car operation that has earned the hard-won respect of every powerhouse in the staging lanes. Leaving Norwalk nestled firmly inside the top 6 of the Mission Foods point standings, Green has proven that a dedicated, tightly knit organization can stand toe-to-toe with the multi-million-dollar conglomerates. Backed by the tuning brilliance of crew chiefs Joe Serena and Dean Marinas, his Pro-Auto Ford Mustang has evolved from a respected spoiler into a legitimate, everyday threat. For an owner-driver who has successfully engineered his own destiny, the idea of surrendering that total operational autonomy represents a profound competitive crossroad. The foundation of Green's 2026 campaign was poured long before the Tour arrived in Ohio, built on a string of early-season statements that shook the traditional hierarchy of the Nitro ranks. The season opener at the Gator Nationals set the tone, where Green outmuscled a star-studded field to hoist the first Silver Wally of the year. He proved it was no fluke weeks later in Chicago, turning heads yet again by capturing a spectacular victory at the Route 66 Nationals. These triumphs weren't achieved by relying on the shared data of a 4-car super team. They were forged in the quiet isolation of the CGM pit area, driven by an unyielding belief in their own mechanical blueprint. Walking away from a self-made winning formula to become just another cog in a larger corporate machine is a transition that few independent racers could easily reconcile. While the rumor mill aggressively linked Green to JFR, the reality inside the walls of the sport's most famous dynasty presents an entirely different structural barrier. John Force Racing has spent the last 2 seasons navigating an intense period of operational evolution, constantly adjusting its roster following Robert Height's medical hiatus. Yet, as the 2026 summer stretch takes hold, the JFR funny car stable is far from empty. It is entirely locked down. The organization's current lineup is a carefully balanced mixture of defending championship poise and explosive young talent. With Austin Prock maintaining his status as a perennial frontrunner and rookie sensation Jordan Vandergriff capturing major event wins to sit fourth in the national standings, JFR simply does not possess an open canopy or a vacant sponsor obligation. The mathematical reality of the paddock leaves no logical room for an influx of new equipment, instantly putting a cold halt to the Norwalk speculation. Ultimately, the definitive answer to the Norwalk rumor mill is a resounding no. Chad Green is not heading to John Force Racing. The true narrative of the 2026 season is far more compelling than a standard corporate merger. Green is vastly more valuable to the ecosystem of the NHRA as a brilliant, independent giant killer, serving as living proof that passion, precise engineering, and a unified crew can still conquer the sport's biggest empires. As the circuit packs up its trailers and prepares for the grueling summer stretch and the impending countdown to the championship, Chad Green will not be wearing a JFR uniform. Instead, he will remain exactly where he belongs, in the opposite lane, pulling down his visor and preparing to drop a 12,000 horsepower hammer against the very giants the rumors claimed he would join. The modern Nitro pit lane functions much like a high-stakes chessboard, where corporate maneuvers and driver movements are dictated by long-term planning rather than reactionary weekend gossip. For John Force Racing, bringing a completely self-sustained team owner like Chad Green into the tent would require an entirely different corporate blueprint. JFR has traditionally operated by cultivating young talent or signing drivers who fit precisely within their existing sponsor relationships. Green's operational philosophy is built on agility and swift, internal decision-making, traits that can occasionally clash with the rigid, boardroom-driven mandates of a massive multi-car operation. The independence that allows Chad Green Motorsports to make rapid, radical tuning calls between elimination rounds is exactly what would be diluted inside a larger corporate ecosystem. Recognizing this structural friction is why veteran paddock observers quickly dismissed the Norwalk rumors as simple summer fantasy. For decades, the NHRA landscape has been dominated by multi-car super teams sharing endless data loops, massive parts inventories, and armies of specialized engineers. However, the 2026 campaign has highlighted a powerful resurgence among elite single-car operations. Chad Green has become the modern poster child for this movement, demonstrating that a focused, singular effort can sometimes outmaneuver a multi-car giant that is trying to solve problems across 3 or 4 different pit boxes. By keeping his focus entirely on a single Ford Mustang, Green ensures that crew chiefs Joe Serena and Dean Marinas are never distracted by secondary team data or organizational politics. Every run, every tire wrinkle, and every track temperature reading is analyzed solely to make the Pro Auto hot rod faster. Giving up that razor-sharp operational focus to become part of a larger, louder multi-car program would mean abandoning the exact competitive edge that made them winners in Gainesville and Chicago. Oil and corporate racing. A critical element keeping Chad Green firmly anchored to his independent status is the secure financial foundation supporting his racing endeavors. As a successful executive in the competitive Texas oil and gas industry, Green brings a level of business acumen and personal funding that insulates his team from the volatile sponsor hunts that plague other operations. His partnership with Bondcoat and Pro Auto isn't a fragile, month-to-month agreement. It is a robust, long-term alignment built on mutual corporate success. John Force Racing, while immensely powerful, operates under the constant pressure of keeping multiple high-profile corporate sponsors satisfied across several nitro classes. For an independent racer who already possesses the financial runway to buy the absolute best equipment available, stepping into the high-stakes, high-pressure world of corporate JFR sponsorship activation offers very little actual return on investment. Green already has the keys to a championship-caliber kingdom, and he owns it completely. As the tour leaves the ice cream sky of Norwalk behind, the focus shifts entirely away from pit lane rumors and onto the brutal reality of the upcoming Western Swing. The grueling stretch of back-to-back races in distinct atmospheric conditions will provide the ultimate reality check for both Chad Green Motorsports and John Force Racing. It is a stretch of the calendar where phantom rumors go to die, replaced by the stark, unyielding truth of the time slip. Green's team enters this crucial phase with a clear objective: solidify their playoff seeding and prove that their early season victories were indicative of full season staying power. They don't have time to worry about corporate phone calls or theoretical team shifts. The focus in the CGM garage is entirely on preparing parts, refining their warm weather tune-up, and ensuring that their Mustang is ready to battle the elements and the point leaders in the high altitude and intense heat that awaits them. When the history books officially close on the 2026 NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series, Chad Green's legacy will not be defined by the teams he joined, but by the giants he defeated. The speculative smoke that billowed out of Norwalk was ultimately just a testament to how formidable his operation has truly become. When you start regularly beating the sport's legendary names in final rounds, the world naturally assumes you belong among them. But Green has chosen a far more challenging and honorable path, the path of the Maverick. As the staging lanes grow quiet and the nitro engines fire up for the back half of the season, the Pro Auto Ford Mustang will continue to fly its own flag. Chad Green remains the master of his own competitive destiny, fully focused on guiding his independent team toward the ultimate prize, an NHRA World Championship trophy earned entirely on their own terms.